This podcast is sponsored by Release Winery. Every wine tells a story. Each growing season, it's our goal to create an artisan Napa Valley wine of exceptional quality. Join us as the story of this ultra-limited wine continues. Learn more at releasewinery.com.
Sometimes, to try and keep up with my father is a little hard. He'll be 80 years old this year, and he's still actively involved in everything we do, from being the only tractor driver we've ever had to being on the road right now and selling the wine. So he is on the road, yes. So he's been 2 weeks on the road. It's amazing. It's wonderful to see, what my parents have done from scratch, literally, when we went there. No vines, no winery, to just pick it up from scratch, and what they've accomplished for me is daunting and also fantastic. But it is, like I said, almost impossible to keep up with my father, who's amazing. So it's been great. A love of wine. My father, when he was in college, and he went to Berkeley, he spent summers working as a wine steward at the Ahwahnee Hotel in Yosemite Valley, and spent all of his time off in the Napa Valley, loving wine, collecting wine, and dreaming about it. And, we left LA in '76, and he was a tenured professor, which is another just crazy thing for me to realize that, with 4 kids, walked away from tenure to go wing it and try something new that he loved. So, and the passion is clearly still there. It was very exciting, So, I think it took a long time for us to realize, that, but yeah, we were certainly on the edge of Napa Valley being discovered. It was absolutely not something I wanted to get into. So I actually left for college, and my intention was to go to law school. And I got a degree in sociology, so not in wine at all. And after I graduated, decided to take a year off, come home, do this for a year only, and that was 26 years ago. And there's a point where you can start appreciating, what we do, and living in the Napa Valley. When you grow up here, you don't necessarily, appreciate what we have in Calistoga or in the Napa Valley. And suddenly I was saying, so I could drink wine for a living and live in the Napa Valley? Maybe I could do that. No, it's been pretty progressively growing, so not any giant changes all at once. So that's been kind of nice, and especially at this end of the valley, it's been pretty slow moving. I think we are, really just being discovered. There's been, maybe 2 or 3 major articles on Calistoga recently that, where to go in the Napa Valley, go to Calistoga. So it's a fun time to be here, but it's been pretty progressively happening. So it hasn't been too shocking. The traffic is shocking, but so it's a one-street town for the most part, and you can still blink and miss our whole town. But if you really get into it and just spend some time walking around in town, there's just so much to discover. Now we have so many tasting rooms alone in town, and the restaurants, and it's just fun. It's a really fun little town. And I, as a kid, did not appreciate a town this size. But I'll tell you, this is kind of funny, but just when my kids, when the Harry Potter books first started coming out, and the second book, and they just had to have it, and I went to bookstores in Santa Rosa, and they basically laughed me out of, and we came back into town. I said, we'll try one more, guys. Okay. Went to Calistoga bookstore, and there were 3 copies sitting on the shelf, and I said, I love my little town. So, it's just little things like that. And we all know each other. We know who owns the stores. So many people have grown up here and stayed here and run this town. It's fantastic.
This podcast is sponsored by Release Winery. Every wine tells a story. Each growing season, it's our goal to create an artisan Napa Valley wine of exceptional quality. Join us as the story of this ultra-limited wine continues. Learn more at releasewinery.com.